Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a hands-on review of best Bluetooth trackers for 2025, one of the top-rated items on Amazon right now. Whether you're thinking about buying it or just curious to see if it lives up to the hype, you're in the right place. I'll walk you through the features, share my honest experience. If you need more information about these products, please check the description section below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get future reviews. And let you know if it's really worth your money. Let's get into it. Number 1, Kaipolo Pop. Chipolo's previous fob, the Kaipolo ONE, was our top pick for a couple years. The release of Samsung's latest tag, new tile trackers and other tags compatible with Google's Finding Network didn't manage to nudge it from its throne. The Kaipolo Pop came out in early 2025 and it not only retains all the features we loved about the original tracker, but it also solved our one complaint about the previous model, Chipolo's limited Finding Network. The Pop tracker taps into either Google's Find Hub or Apple's Find My Network, calling on every nearby Android or iPhone, respectively, to anonymously ping a lost tracker for accurate finding. Not only does it have some considerable lost in their wild chops, it's also louder than an AirTag, can make your phone ring, has 12 different ringtones, comes in cute colors and, notably, has a downhole unlike Apple's slippery, accessory-requiring Pebble. It only works with one network at a time, but it's easy to remove a device that's connected to, say, an iPhone and then pair it up with a Galaxy handset. Setup was dead simple and fast. For both the iOS and Android tests, just bringing the Pop close to the phone triggered a prompt to pair it. Chipolo's tag is no longer the loudest tracker we tested. Pebblebee's Clip Universal holds that honor, but you won't struggle to hear it, and it has 12 optional ringtones, including 3 that are holiday-themed. Neither Apple AirTags nor third-party trackers working with Google's Find Hub will let you ring your phone by squeezing the fob, but Kaipolo Pop will. You'll have to install the Kaipolo app and give it permission to run in the background. Doing so didn't drastically drain either my iPhone or Android phone battery. The feature worked reliably in my tests and was highly appreciated, as my keys tend to stay put when I'm home, but my iPhone likes to roam around the house like a bored housecat. Number 2, Apple AirTag. AirTags work with iOS Find My app and are registered to your Apple ID, so they don't require any additional downloads. If you've used the Find My app before, you'll likely understand how this works. These are the quietest of the trackers we tested, and each time you press the play sound button, the tags only ring for 7 seconds. You'll need to keep pressing if you don't find your item right away, and AirTags can't be used to ring your phone. As for separation alerts, AirTags were consistent, always delivering at Left Behind alert when I traveled about 1,200 feet away, or about 3 square blocks, without an item. You can turn off separation alerts for any given tracker, as well as designate certain locations, such as your home or workplace, as exceptions for the notifications. One feature that AirTags have that no other tag offers is the ability to tap into the ultra-wideband UWB wireless protocol. This allows you to play a fun game of hot and cold with an item when it's within about 25 feet of your iPhone. Directional arrows and a diminishing distance meter on your iPhone's screen point you to an item without having to ring it. This worked reliably about 75% of the time in my tests. Sometimes it was just easier to ring the item when the directional finding couldn't keep a lock on the tracker. UWB is supported by iPhone models 11 and later, and while newer Galaxy and Pixel phones also support UWB, no Android-compatible tracker has yet been released. In 2021, Tile announced one that would, but has since missed its promised release window of early 2022. AirTag's ability to locate a lost item out in the city is almost eerie. I had someone, who was not carrying an iPhone, take my bike with the tracker hidden under the seat to a location a little over a half-mile away. I set out a few minutes later and toggled on Notify when found in the Find My app. Within 3 minutes, I received a notification that the bike had been seen near an address. Tapping on directions navigates to Apple Maps, which took me to a spot about 30 feet from the bike. Had it been obscured from view, I could have then used the Find Nearby button to activate the UWB locating features. Ringing the tag was too quiet to hear on the sidewalk. Both the Kaipolo Pop and the Pebblebee Clip Universal will work with Apple's Find My Network, giving you the same eerily accurate finding capabilities. The Pop goes for the same $29 as the AirTag, and the Clip Universal goes for $35, but the former is rechargeable and adds lights to the mix. Both have built-in holes for easier attachment and both ring louder than the AirTags. That said, AirTags are still the gold standard for iPhone users and remain our top pick for iOS devotees. Number 3. Pebblebee Clip Universal. Pebblebee may have landed on the best design of all trackers out there. The Clip Universal feels the sturdiest, with a strong metal ring encircling the fob. Built-in lights help you locate lost items in the dark, and it's one of the few fobs that can be recharged, in this case, using a standard USB-C port. I like that the packaging is entirely plastic-free, though I wish it didn't come with a cable, because really, who among us doesn't have a surfeit of USB-C cords at this point? But the included metal carabiner key ring is a welcome addition. Like our top pick, the Kaipolo Pop, the Clip Universal is a universal option, working with either Google or Apple's finding networks, and, in the tests where I hid the fob out in the city, the respective apps accurately led me close enough to the tracker to ring it. In tests around the house and in my garage, my tester phones didn't connect to the Clip quite as quickly as they did to the Kaipolo Pop. In one iPhone test, my helper planted the Clip near a moderately trafficked bakery and I didn't get a ping for over a half hour, which is far longer than any other Find My Network test I'd conducted. Tests using an Android phone produced a connection to the Find Hub network at about the same speed as other fobs I tried, but I wasn't always sent a notification. Instead, I had to check the Find Hub app to see it had been spotted. One common complaint about AirTags is that they aren't loud enough. If you want a tracker that's ear-shatteringly loud, the Clip delivers. My phone's decibel meter app clocked it at 91 dB, a level that can cause hearing damage if you're exposed to it for too long. Paired with the flashing lights, it's one of the easiest trackers to find. Setup wasn't as automatic as it was with the Kaipolo Pop. I had to manually add the Clip, which wasn't terribly difficult, though having the old Pebblebee app, Pebblebee Tracking, on my iPhone triggered a prompt to download the new app, simply called Pebblebee. The company recommends downloading its proprietary app in order to keep the tracker's firmware updated and to unlock its full potential. But other than the ability to rename the fob or remove it, I didn't see any additional features. Number 4. Samsung Galaxy SmartTag 2. Nothing can beat the vastness of Apple's Find My Network, since it relies on every nearby iPhone to help locate AirTags. The number of Samsung phones in the US may be smaller than the number of Apple handsets out there, but it's still significant. The new SmartTag 2 relies on those phones to offer a finding network that may not best Apple's, but it was the first tag to offer anything close to Apple's network. Of course, now that Google has its own expanded Find Hub network, Samsung's network falls to third place in terms of size. The SmartTag 2 only works with Samsung devices, and after testing one out with the Galaxy S23, I was impressed how quickly it was able to find tagged items out in the wild, though the precision didn't quite match that of Apple. Of all the trackers I've tried, I like the design of the SmartTag the best. It's an oblong fob with a big hole for attaching directly to your keys, or you can buy the optional silicone case and rings Samsung offers. Its volume is louder than the AirTag and the Tile Pro, but not as loud as either the Kaipolo One or the Pebblebee Clip. You can also change the tag's ringtone or double squeeze it to ring your handset, both things that you can't do with AirTags. Setup is simple as well. Once you remove the plastic pull tab, your phone senses the tracker and walks you through the standard permissions, location services, notifications, and warnings. Don't use the tracker on people. The companion app, SmartThings Find, tracks your Samsung devices and the SmartTag with an intuitive and clean Google Maps-based interface. As for how the tag works in practice, I found the left behind alerts triggered reliably when I got about 3 blocks, 1,200 feet or so, away when walking and about 8 blocks away when driving. That's far longer than Chipolo's alerts, a little longer than Apple's notifications, and about on par with Tile's left behind feature. When the tag is out of range and you enable Lost Mode, you'll get an alert when it's spotted by another Samsung phone. The tag also uses NFC to display your contact info and a custom note to anyone who finds the tracker, regardless of the brand of smartphone they carry. Of course, whoever finds it would need to know to hold it to the back of their phone to get the message, and it was harder to trigger with my iPhone when the tag was in the silicone holder. To test the finding network, I asked a friend, without a phone in their pocket, to wander a half-mile away with the tag. About 12 minutes after turning on Lost Mode, I got a message that the smart tag was spotted by a nearby device with a dropped pin. I tapped Navigate in the app, which opened Google Maps and led me to a point directly across a moderately busy street from where my friend was standing. If I'd left the tag behind somewhere I'd recently been, just seeing the location on the map would have been enough to jog my memory as to where I might have dropped my stuff. But if someone had stolen the tagged item and I was wandering the streets trying to get it back, vigilante style, it may not have been precise enough to help. It may not be as accurate as the iPhone and AirTag combo, but the SmartTag 2 is a solid entry in the Bluetooth tracker market and a good option if you have a Samsung phone. Number 5 Smart Bluetooth Tracker for Apple. Can't find your wallet? Just play a sound on Find My app. You'll hear beeps coming from under the couch, under the bed, or under the cushions. Now there's no need to rummage around. And if it's not nearby, like at your office, a friend's house, an unfamiliar shopping mall, or any farther location, you can navigate to its location on the map using the tracker. Open the Find My app on your iPhone, tap the play sound button, and the tracker card will beep as long as it is within Bluetooth range. Its beeps are up to 100 dB, which can be heard clearly even when held down by thick blankets. To pair your tracker with your iPhone, simply long press the function button on the tracker for about 5 seconds until you hear a beep. Open the Find My app, enable Bluetooth, tap Add Item, select Other Supported Item, and click Connect. Confirm the prompt to complete the pairing. Quick and hassle-free setup. Our battery has been rigorously tested and certified by authoritative institutions, providing you with the assurance that you can rely on it completely when it's needed. It has a self-discharge rate of less than 2%, which ensures that it can maintain standby status for about 5 to 10 years without fail, so you don't have to worry about it not working when you need it. Activate and set your contact information in Lost Mode to avoid losing your belongings with instant alerts via the Find My app, with no added fee. If the item is not found in time and lost, they can obtain your contact information through NFC and get in touch with you. Assured data security. The Smart Card Tracker never stores your location data publicly. Location data is encrypted every step of the way, keeping your information private.